windshield wipers. My windshield wipers are properly mounted and secured, not bent, broken, or damaged, in good working condition. Then I got my wiper blade. My wiper blade is properly mounted and secured, not cut, frayed, or dry rotten, in good working condition. Then I got my convex mirror brackets. My convex mirror brackets are properly mounted and secured onto my hood. They're not bent, broken, or damaged, no illegal welds, in good working condition, applies to both sides. Then I got my actual convex mirrors. My actual convex mirrors are clean and clear, not cracked or broken, no illegal stickers, and they're adjusted to me. Then I got my hood. My hood is properly mounted and secured onto my frame or chassis, not missing any bolts or parts, not been broken or damaged, in good working condition, and it's securely locked with my plastic latches on each side. Then I got my grill. My grill is properly mounted and secured onto my hood, not cracked or broken, clean and clear, in good working condition. Then I got my headlights. My headlights are properly mounted and secured onto my hood. They're not cracked or broken, clean and clear. Two functions: turn signal, four-way flasher, proper color amber. Then I got my high beam and my low beam. Then I got my bumper. My bumper is properly mounted and secured onto my truck or chassis, not missing any bolts or parts, not bent, not dented, no illegal welds, in good working condition. Then I got my license plate. My license plate is properly mounted and secured onto my bumper, not missing any bolts or parts, clean and clear. Registration sticker is up to date. Then I noticed I don't have no fluid leaks under my vehicle. Also, no hanging wires under my vehicle. And I also noticed that my truck is not tilted to one side, which indicates I have good air suspension or my truck is well aligned. Now I'd like to go to my engine compartment on my passenger side. So I'm gonna open my hood safely. I'm gonna start with my windshield washer reservoir is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. Proper fluid level, no leaks, not missing any bolts or parts. My cap is in the inside the passenger compartment or passenger door, and my cap is present and it's locked. Then I got my engine coolant reservoir. My engine coolant reservoir is properly mounted and secure, not missing any bolts or parts, not cracked or broken. Proper fluid level, no leaks. My cap is present and it's in the locked position, working properly. Then I got my engine coolant reservoir hoses are properly clamped, no cuts, no frays, no leaks, in good condition. Then I got my air inlet or my air filter properly mounted and secured, properly clamped, not bent, broken, or damaged, in good working condition. Then I got my radiator. My radiator is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, not cracked or broken, in good working condition, no leaks. I got my radiator hose. It's properly mounted and secured, properly clamped, no cuts, no frays, no leaks, in good working condition. Then I got my fan. My fan is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, not bent, broken, or damaged, in good working condition. Then I got my alternator. My alternator is properly mounted and secured, no exposed wires, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, and not been broken or damaged, in good working condition. It's belt driven. My belt has no more than 3/4 of an inch of free play. My belt is not cut or frayed, it's in good working condition. Then I got my AC compressor. My AC compressor is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, not cracked or broken, and it's also belt driven. Then I got my water pump. My water pump is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, not cracked or broken, in good condition, no leaks. Then I got my water pump hose on the bottom. It's properly clamped, in good working condition, no leaks. Then we'll go to the driver's side of my engine compartment. Okay, on my engine compartment, on my driver's side, I got my engine. My engine is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, no leaks, in good working condition. My cap is present and is in the locked position, and that's where I would add oil in case I need oil. Then I got my dipstick is present. My dipstick is properly mounted and secured. I will simply pull it out and check for oil level and oil conditions and put it back in, and my cap is present. Then I got my general general air hoses are properly mounted and secured onto the fittings. No cuts, no tears, no air leaks or audible leaks. And they're properly mounted and secured onto the fittings in good working condition. Then I got my steering column boot properly mounted and secured. No cuts, no damage, and it's in good working condition. It protects me from toxic fumes entering the in cab while I'm driving. Then I got my steering column. My steering column is properly mounted and secured. Not bent, broken, or damaged. No illegal welts. In good working condition. U-joints are properly mounted and secure, not missing any bolts or parts. Properly lubricated, in good working condition.
How much play can the steering side have?
It's 10%. It's 10% or yeah, I think it's 10% or 90 degrees. But just say it doesn't have excessive play. Just say my steering column doesn't have excessive play. Then I got my governor. My governor is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, in good working condition. Then I got my air compressor. My air compressor is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, not bent, broken, or damaged. No illegal welds, in good working condition, no air leaks, and they're both gear driven. Then I got my power steering reservoir is properly mounted and secure, not missing any bolts or parts, not cracked or broken. Proper fluid level, kept in the lock position, no leaks. My power steering reservoir hose is properly clamped, no cuts, no frays, no leaks, in good working condition. Then I got my fuel filter is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no leaks, not cracked or broken, in good working condition. Then I got my steering gearbox. My steering gearbox is properly mounted and secured onto my frame or chassis, not missing any bolts or parts, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds, no leaks, in good working condition. Then I got my steering linkage, which is composed by my pitman arm, my drag link, and my steering knuckle. I like to start with my pitman arm. My pitman arm is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, not bent, broken, or damaged, in good working condition, no illegal welds. And I got my drag link. My drag link is properly mounted and secured, not bent, broken, or damaged, no illegal welds, in good working condition. Then I got my steering knuckle. My steering knuckle is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, in good working condition. Then I got my castle nuts and cotter pins are also present. Then I got my spring mounts. My spring mounts are properly mounted and secured onto my frame or chassis. Not bent, broken, or damaged, no illegal welds, in good working condition. Applies to both sides. Then I got my spring leaf or my leaf spring properly mounted and secured, not shifted or out of place, no illegal welds, in good working condition. U-bolts are properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, with proper spacers in between, in good working condition. Applies to both sides. Then I got my shock absorber. My shock absorber is properly mounted and secured, top and bottom, not missing any bolts or parts, no leaks, no damage, no illegal welds, in good working condition. Then I got my front axle. My front axle is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, not cracked or broken, in good working condition. Then I got my service lines. My air line is properly mounted and secured, no cuts, no frays, no audible leaks. And I got my ABS line properly mounted and secured, no exposed wires, in good working condition. My brake chamber is properly mounted and secured, no bends, no dents, no damage, no leaks, properly clamped, in good working condition. Applies to both sides. Then I got my slack adjuster. My slack adjuster is properly mounted and secured, no more than 1 inch of push rod with brakes released, no damage, no leaks, in good working condition. Applies to both sides. Then I got my brake drum. My brake drum is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, free of debris, oil, grease, snow, and any other type of liquid. Then I got my brake shoes. My brake shoes are properly mounted and secured onto my brake drums. Should not be worn with no less than 1/4 of an inch of thickness. Then I got the inside of my rim is properly mounted and secured, not bent, broken, or damaged. No illegal welds, in good working condition. No space between tire and rim. My front tires are properly mounted and secured onto my rims. They're evenly worn. Depth thread, 4/32 of an inch. Air pressure, 80 to 100 psi, depending on manufacturer. And I would simply check my air pressure with the certified tire pressure gauge. Then my front tires are worn evenly and they cannot be recapped, only virgin tires. Then the side of my tire, I don't see no cuts, no bubbles, or no abrasions, cuts, and bubbles. And also the inside of my tire, no cuts, no bubbles or abrasions. In good condition, no space between tire and rim. My rim is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds, in good condition. Valve stem is present, proper spacing in between the rim and my valve stem is not damaged and is not leaking any air. It's in good condition. All of my lug nuts are present, no rust trails or shiny threads that would indicate they're loose, in good conditions. Then I got my outer hub seal properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, proper fluid level, no leaks. Then I got my door. My door is properly mounted and secured. Hinges are on the inside, not missing any bolts or parts. My door is not loose, it's in good working condition. My door handle opens and closes my door easily. My door handle is not cracked or broken, it's in good condition. That applies to both sides. Then my door, I got my mirror brackets. My mirror brackets are properly mounted and secured onto my door. My mirror brackets are not missing any bolts or parts, not cracked or broken, in good condition. Applies to both sides. My mirrors are properly mounted and secured onto my mirror bracket, not missing any bolts or parts, clean and clear, not cracked or broken, no illegal stickers. Applies to both sides. Then I got my side steps. My side steps are properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, no illegal welds, free of debris, grease, oil, snow, and any other type of liquid. Applies to both sides. Then I got my drop handle or my safety bar properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, not bent, broken, or damaged, in good condition. Then I got my fuel tank. My fuel tank is properly mounted and secured onto my frame or chassis, not missing any bolts or parts, not bent, broken, or damaged, no illegal welds. I got rubber in between my clamps and my tank to avoid friction in between metals. And my cap is present and it's in the lock position. Rubber soft on the inside attached to a safety chain. Then I got my battery box. My battery box is properly mounted and secured onto my frame or chassis, not missing any bolts or parts, and it remains in the lock position while driving. My battery itself is properly mounted and secured, no corrosion inside the terminals and no leaks in good working condition. I'd like to mention, I don't see no leaks, fuel leaks, or any type of leaks on the side of my vehicle, and no hanging wires. Then I got my back window. My back window is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, clean and clear, no illegal stickers, in good working condition. Then I got my exhaust system or my muffler properly mounted and secured, not bent, broken, or damaged, no holes, no toxic leaks or any fumes coming out of my exhaust system, in good working condition, no illegal welds. Then I got my drive shaft. My drive shaft is properly mounted and secured, not bent, broken, or damaged, no illegal welds, in good working condition. U-joints are properly greased, not missing any bolts or parts, in good working condition. My air tanks are properly mounted and secured, not bent, broken, or damaged, no leaks, no illegal welds, in good working condition. My catwalk is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, free of debris, snow, grease, oil, and any other type of liquid that will create a hazard when I step on it. No illegal welds. My frame is not bent, not dented, it's not out of place, no damage, in good working condition. Then I got my spiders.
Can't move this one, huh?
Oh, that shit.
Ah, shit.
Then I got my control mount. My control mount is properly mounted and secured onto my frame or chassis, not missing any bolts or parts, not bent, broken, or damaged, no illegal welds, in good working condition. Then I got my control arm. My control arm is properly mounted and secured onto my control mount, not missing any bolts or parts, not bent, broken, or damaged, it's not shifted or out of place, in good working condition, no illegal welds. My eye bolt is properly mounted and secured, not bent, broken, or damaged, no illegal welds, in good working condition. My shock absorber is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts, top and bottom, and no leaks, no illegal welds. Then I got my service lines. My airline is properly mounted and secured, no cuts, no frays, no audible leaks. Then I got my ABS line. My ABS line is properly mounted and secured, no exposed wires, in good working condition. Then I got my brake drums. My double brake drums are properly mounted and secured. Not bent, not dented, not dented. No damage, no leaks, in good working condition, properly clamped, in good working conditions. Then I got my slack adjuster. My slack adjuster properly mounted and secured. No more than 2 inches of free play at push rod when brakes released. No damage, no leaks, in good working condition. Then I got my differential. My differential is properly mounted and secured. Not missing any bolts or parts, not bent, broken, or damaged. No illegal welds, no leaks, in good working condition. Then I got my brake drums. My brake drums are properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, free of the grease, oil, snow, and any other type of liquid. I also got my brake shoes. My brake shoes are properly mounted and secured onto my brake drums. Should not be worn with no less than 1/4 of an inch of thickness. Then I got my airbags. My airbags are properly mounted and secured onto my chassis or frame. Not missing any bolts or parts, no cuts, no rips, no audible leaks, in good working conditions. Then I got my tail lights. My tail lights are properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, proper color, multiple functions, reverse, marker lights, turn signal, 4-way flashers, and stop. Then the inside of my rim, it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no damage, no illegal welds, no space between tire and rim, in good conditions. The inside of my tire, no cuts, no bubbles, no abrasions, in good condition. My dual tires are worn evenly. Dual tires depth thread 2/32 seconds of an inch. Air pressure 80 to 100 psi depending on manufacturer. The way I would check my air pressure would be with a certified tire pressure gauge. My dual tires can be recapped, and I got no spacing between my rims, body to body, and I got proper spacing in between my dual tires, 4 inches apart. No objects in between my dual tires such as rocks, bottles, trash, and any other kind of object. The side of my dual tires. Oh, you're next, bro.
That guy's doing it.
Yeah, you'll go after. The side of my dual tires, no cuts, no bubbles, no space between tire and rim, in good condition. My rim, the outside of my rim, it's properly mounted and secured onto my tires. Not been broken or damaged, no illegal welds, in good working condition. All of my lug nuts are present, no shiny threads or rust rails that would indicate they're loose, in good working condition. Then I got my axle seal. My axle seal is properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts. No leaks, no illegal welds, in good condition. Then I got my valve stem. My valve stem is properly mounted and secured. It's got proper spacing in between the rim and my valve stem, in good condition, no audible leaks. Then I got my mud flap. My mud flap, properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts or parts. Proper spacing in between the floor and the mud flap. Also proper spacing between my dual tires and my mud flap. DOT reflectors are present, proper color, and good working conditions. Go with the Copeland. Then I got my service lines. My service lines are properly mounted and secured onto the feedings.